everyone, welcome back. My name is Amanda Caton. Today's video is called, Is That Allowed? I'm going to talk about some things that you're allowed to do when you homeschool that might feel like you shouldn't be able to do it. Especially if you're like me, you went to public school, there's a way that things happen, and sometimes when you're a homeschool mom, you can think, am I really allowed to do that? So this is a video about all the things you are actually allowed to do. So number one, you are allowed not to finish a workbook. Now, I know for me, this has been really difficult. When I start a workbook, it's really hard, even if I know it's not working, for me to just stop. Actually, a lot of the time, I'll ask my best friend here, I'll message her, she's another homeschool mom, and I'll say, am I allowed to stop this book? And she will say, I give you permission to stop this book. And she has asked me several times, do I have permission to stop this book? And I say, yes, you have permission to stop this book. Now, there are lots of reasons why you would want to stop a workbook, and there are also reasons why you might want to carry on. So I'm going to use the example of our current math and English. So we are currently doing master books for language arts and math. And we are going to be transitioning out of master books for both those subjects. I'm going to do a separate video on why we love master books. There's nothing wrong with master books. I will always recommend master books, but it just hasn't been working for several different reasons for us as my daughter transitions into fourth grade. So with English, for example, we were up to lesson 17, in level 4. Now we have done level 1, 2, and 3 of language lessons for living education, and my daughter has loved it. But over the course of third grade, I've just noticed she's been a little bit reluctant. I haven't really found her as engaged as she was before. And I've also found that she's been frustrated that she hasn't really retained a lot of material. And so when I was thinking to myself, do we continue to do this workbook, or do we take a break before we start our fourth grade new language arts curriculum? Or do I push forth with this? The reason I didn't was exactly what I just said to you before. She wasn't really retaining any of it. The only reason we would push forward with it is to say we did it. And really, what's the point of just pushing forth just to say we got the worksheets done? So we flung this out. I'm not going to throw it across the room because I don't want it to hit anything. Now, math. We were about up to lesson 22, 24. We're at different points in all of our workbooks. And I knew that we were going to be transitioning onto an online math program. But I decided to push until the end of this. We just have some review pages left because I knew that my daughter was very good at picking up math, and I knew there were a couple of concepts in there that she hadn't been introduced to before. And so I figured, you know what, let's give you a little introduction to those topics, so at least you've touched on those mathematical concepts before you go on to your new math program. So that's why we pushed forward and finished that workbook. Okay, so the number one secret is you can finish your workbook. The number two secret is kind of associated with that, and it's you don't have to do every practice problem or every question on a worksheet. You don't. There's a lot of review embedded into a lot of homeschool curriculum, and depending on the personality of your child, review can be very helpful or review can drive them crazy. And my daughter is definitely the review drives her crazy. Now, there are times to push to finish the worksheet, and that's if you think they haven't quite grasped the concept. And if that's the case, maybe just take a break for a minute, reintroduce that tomorrow or later in the day so they don't get as frustrated. But if you know they've got that down, they don't need that reinforced right now, allow them to move on, because actually it empowers them to know, oh, once I've grasped a concept, I'm not forced to go over it over and over and over again. So you don't have to do every problem on a worksheet. Okay, I have a little piece of paper to remind me because I couldn't glue this. I couldn't find any tape to tape this in front of me. So you got me with a piece of paper today. The other thing is you can school all year round, or you can choose when you take your breaks. I know this seems really obvious, but when I first started homeschooling, I just thought I had to go with the public school schedule. I just thought, okay, we take a break then because the public schools take a break then. But you don't have to. Depending on the lifestyle of your family, you can do things however you want. My daughter, for example, she likes to be doing a little bit of school all year round, even if it's just a little bit. Through the summer, we don't do a full curriculum of anything. We might carry on with a little bit of math. We might carry on with a little bit of science. It just depends where we are and what we still have to do before we go on to the next grade. We also live in a really hot place. We live in the desert. And so during the summer, it's actually not nice to be outside. So that's why we don't take a big summer break. We tend to take a break between Thanksgiving and Christmas because it's cooler here. There's a bunch of Christmas activities happening. And honestly, once Thanksgiving hits, we're all in the holiday mood. And so we just take that time off. Also, when we have family visiting, my mom is from England. So when she comes over for a month, and we try not to do school within that month. And so you can take breaks however it suits your family. Okay, next one. Taking a break when you need it. Sometimes, especially again, if you went to a public school like I did, the idea of just taking a break from something for a couple of days, you're not really able to do that. And so take a break if you need it. Don't worry too much about them getting behind because you can do school whenever, right? You don't have to take the big summer break. You don't have to take the big holiday break. You're able to catch up on work in those times if you need it. So make sure that you're checking in on your child. Are they overwhelmed? Is it too much for them? Do they need to take a break? Do you need to take a break? Are there other things happening that require your attention? And being able to give yourself permission to take the breaks that you need. Okay. And the last one is I read on a homeschooling blog, this was about 6 months ago, a question that you can ask your homeschooled child. And the question was, and it felt really, really weird to ask, what do you like about school and what do you not like about school? Now, for some reason, I was really worried about asking my daughter this question, but I thought I knew the answer. I thought, well, I know she loves math and I know she loves science and I know that she loves this and loves this and loves this and doesn't like this and doesn't like this. But I was really shocked by her answer. I said, what do you like about school? What do you don't like? And she said, Mom, I don't like how much math you give me. And I was so shocked when she said this because this is my math-loving daughter. So I had always tried to give her extra math. But in me trying to be enthusiastic and feeling like I'm giving her what she's passionate about, I actually overwhelmed her. And so one great thing that you can do as a homeschool mom is you can do those little check-ins to say like, what are you enjoying? What are you not enjoying? I found out that my daughter was really loving the science, but she was super disappointed that we weren't doing a lot of the experiments, which are sometimes kind of hard to do if you have a little one running around. But I've tried to be more intentional about noticing, okay, she wants to do a lot of the experiments. She knows we can't do all of them, but we try and do at least one a week. So she feels like she's getting that really fun hands-on science experience. Okay, that's it for this video of Am I Allowed? Yes, you are. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you on your homeschooling journey, and I will see you soon. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe and head to my channel. I have lots of curriculum reviews, encouragement, and hopefully it can help you in your homeschooling journey.